Let's talk about anime, Matt. So I got a question for you. Since you so stuck in the past, I think you are.
I ain't stuck in the past, man.
The question is, do you feel like that you're stuck in the past and you can't move forward from the old anime, from what's going on right now?
No.
You know, why haven't you caught up to like the JJKs, the solo leveling and stuff like that?
My interest has went down a lot. That's all. In anime as a whole, not because it's bad. It's just it's what happens when you get married and you start watching shows that your wife wants to watch, and then you just end up sticking with that, and that's what ends up happening. No, I like Solo Leveling. I enjoyed the very first episode. I just haven't watched any more. Just haven't thought about it. Besides, you have me going through the entirety of Naruto for my very first time, and that's a lot. I want to finish it before I watch something else.
That is a lot. That is a lot. And also another question is, what do you feel like the anime is right now?
Like,
does it still live up to the hype that it used to be back in the day with the Dragon Balls, Naruto, Bleach? Do you feel like that it's doing better or worse?
It got worse and then it got better. Yeah. As in like 2010 to 2020 era of anime, it got worse. Like it got more sexual, it got more younger age, it got more like the animation was still good during that time, but it just got way more into the pervy stuff, like hardcore pervy stuff.
Pervy Sage.
So like what was that anime? High School XD or something like that, or that was one, and then there was this other one that was like some sort of zombie anime, but it was so. Probably not that one. No, there was another one. It was kind of like zombies, but it was a post-apocalyptic world, and it was teenagers, and it was very overly sexualized. Like 2010 to 2020 was extremely over-sexualized stuff in the anime, and I lost all interest because I don't like that stuff when I watch stuff. I don't mind a tiny bit here and there. That's one thing, but when the whole anime becomes that, I don't want to watch it. I mean, there's a handful between 2010 and 2020 that wasn't like that at all, but a lot of it came out during that time period. But now since 2020 and onward, there hasn't been a lot of that, and it's went back to how it kind of used to be, but even better animation wise. But now their problem is story and emotions. It's lacking.
I was just gonna lead with that. I was just gonna ask you, like, what do you feel like the anime is lacking now? And like you say, emotion and story. I feel like that story is bouncing around with different animes. Different animes do have a good story, but a lot of them really don't. It's just a lot of fighting and a lot of just crisp animations and stuff, and the story's not there. The animation is carrying everything. The fights is carrying everything. I feel like the emotion, like what Naruto we talked about, like that's the last anime I really seen that anybody really cried about, other than Attack on Titan. Really, like New Age Attack on Titan is the emotion, but they don't hit like Naruto. Almost every other episode is about to make you cry. You're losing people left and right.
With Naruto, I will say the emotion in Naruto is great. At the same time, it's a little much.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. They definitely overdid it.
They definitely.
There's a good balance. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad, but like you just said, like every other episode, somebody's dying. And I've been watching it. I know that's exaggerating because it feels unlike Bleach and unlike Dragon Ball, Attack on Titan and all that. Naruto's seasons or sagas, it's just one big fight. It's focused on this one person and this one big fight. And then it's just one mission. The whole mission is like 30 episodes long. And then that saga's over. Now they got another mission. The other animes didn't do that. So, but every mission is stupid emotional, but not in a bad way. It just didn't have to be emotional every single time.
Yeah, and I think that what makes Naruto just hit different, because from the very first episode of Naruto, it was just emotion. Naruto's alone. He don't got nobody. His dad is dead. His mom is dead. He's like damn near homeless. Like it's just sad, man. It's a fucked up situation, you know. And And I think that's what makes Naruto of the emotions, you know, the connection that you have with the characters. And I feel like that's what a lot of anime is missing. The connection with characters, the emotion with characters, the story.
They focus way too much on the fights.
Yes, focus way too much on the fights.
And I love good fights.
Yeah, I love the fights. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
But it's too damn much.
It's too much. And I feel like Solo Level is a great, fantastic anime. But it's the last season was the first, the Endo was the first time I ever seen where their backs was against the wall. I'm not gonna tell you what happened because I know you didn't watch it yet.
No,
their backs
I plan to after Naruto.
First time. It shouldn't have took almost pretty much 2 full seasons for something to happen. It was almost took the Dragon Ball away. Pretty much, you got a main character whooping everybody's ass. And it's like they getting saved every 5 minutes for the Dragon Balls or from Jinwoo. Jinwoo is getting a new buff. You gotta have a good story, so emotions.
Me personally, Bleach isn't perfect with its emotions, but I felt like it was close.
Yeah.
Because every saga of Bleach has an emotional side to it. It doesn't go super deep into it. Sometimes it doesn't hit perfectly. Other times it does. But the reason why I say it wasn't perfect with it is because I felt it was a little bit too little of emotion when they should have shown a little bit more and make it more deep. And then Naruto took emotion from what I'm watching so far and fucking ran with it.
Ran with it.
They fucking ran with it. They went the opposite way.
He gonna more than run with it, bro. He's gonna fly.
And then Dragon Ball, you know, if you go back and watch the original Dragon Ball, the first couple of seasons, the first 2 to 3 seasons, it's all about funny and sometimes serious, but more funny. But as you get into Dragon Ball, it gets emotional. It gets with Tien,
with the characters.
with Tien Shinhan and Chaozu and their master and Goku and Krillin and even with King Piccolo popping up and the Master Roshi, like it gets they're gonna get revived. But Dragon Ball didn't use the Dragon Balls all that much at the same time. It was still fresh and new, and people wasn't thinking about the Dragon Balls hardcore during that. But when Z came, there was barely any emotion in Z. The most emotion you got out of Z was the Android and Cell sagas. Because of Trunks. Like
that's it.
Yeah, because his future, Trunks' world, the Dragon Balls don't exist no more. Death meant something. And the reason why a lot of people's favorite character from Dragon Ball is Trunks, because of the emotion. He was the most relatable character out of everybody there.
Yep. And I just want to ask you, the state of Dragon Ball, man, it's in limbo right now. Diamond, like I said, I watched Diamond. Diamond was okay, but they've been pretty much telling a whole new story, pretty much.
Yeah.
A whole new lore that don't make sense with Super.
No.
And it's once again, is nobody backs against the wall. Look, everybody's getting saved by Goku.
I mean, the viewers, y'all can comment down below with what I'm about to say, and I'm expecting a lot if a lot of people see this. I don't care that Akira Toriyama and his studio said that Daima was canon to Super. It's not. It's canon in its own right, but not to Super. It isn't. I don't want to hear it, because when you watch Daima, Supreme Kai and Kibito, they're unfused in the beginning of Daima, but Daima takes place before Super, and in Super they're fused all the way until I think about Goku Black, and I think that's when they're unfused. That's one thing. Second thing, it completely kind of destroys everything that Majin Buu was. Personally, I don't like that idea. Now with the Namekians, that makes a little bit more sense. I can go with that, because Demon King Piccolo for one, and then the ears with Piccolo, okay. Even with the Kai, the Supreme Kai, that can make sense too. I can roll with that, but Majin Buu, no, I can't roll with that. And then the third thing is Super Saiyan 4. Yes, Super came out first. They wasn't thinking about Daima. They wasn't thinking about any of that. Where was Super Saiyan 4 and Super? I would have loved to see Super Saiyan 4. Instead of Super Saiyan God, like when Whis and Beerus was telling Goku and the gang on the boat, or if you were watching the movie instead behind Bulma's house about this Super Saiyan God and all this and that, blah blah blah.
That's what it could have been.
They could have sat there and made that ritual to be Super Saiyan 4, and they could have just changed the name to Super Saiyan God if they wanted to, but Super Saiyan 4.
Or like a Super Saiyan Primal. Or Saiyan Primal or something. Or dealing with their lore.
Or that. Or they could have said Super Saiyan God. Okay, yeah, I want to fight the Super Saiyan God. When they do the ritual, it unlocks Super Saiyan 4 instead. And then Whis is like, well, that's not God Ki that I sense, but that's one huge power up there. And he still fights Beerus at a good level, blah, 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 even though Beerus held back a lot. And the whole point of Super is actually reaching the Super Saiyan God level.
Don't get me wrong. A good reason why people really love Dragon Ball is because they did great with the lore. Yes. When they fucked up is they started just going crazy with it and just started retconning each other, like everything. And
that's not don't get us wrong. We're not talking shit about Daima.
Yeah, we're not.
No. But I love everything Dragon Ball. Yeah. Dragon Ball is just great. Dragon Ball is one of those that I can always go back to and have a blast with it. I don't even have to watch it. I can have it in the background and have a blast with it.
Yep.
I love everything Dragon Ball. How I look at it, it's like Marvel now, multiverse stuff. Once you finish Z, you have 3 different roads. GT's road, Super's road, and Daima's road.
And I think that's what they're going to go with, to be honest.
They have to.
At this point, because they got no choice.
If they sit there and say that the creator and all that sit there and say Daima's canon to Super, well, they can say they can say that, especially Akira Toriyama, rest in peace, God bless him. But he can sit there and say that Daima is canon to Super all he wants. But if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you know full well Akira Toriyama is an extremely forgetful person.
Yep.
Very forgetful person. There's so many things he forgot about his own show. He forgot Super Saiyan 2 was a thing. He forgot Launch was a character. Just go watch Totally Not Mark. Totally Not Mark on YouTube really dives deep into it. Same thing for Geekdom. Geekdom does it too. They could do 10 times better of a job than I can to explain to you how forgetful Akira Toriyama is. So if Akira Toriyama is saying that Daima is canon to Super, I guarantee you he forgot something about Super.
Forgot something. He pretty much forgot the whole fucking Super story.
Pretty much at this point.
Pretty much. They just pretty much wrote a whole new timeline, a whole new thing. And like I was telling Matt, to be honest, I would completely, if it was me, I feel like Daima was a good way to lead from Z, where it left off at with the Buu arc. I think they should lead with that. Forget what Super did. Stick with that and continue after Z. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Do a time skip or something, because it don't make sense. It's gonna look very stupid if they go from Daima, then we're gonna go back to Super, and now we're gonna add Super Saiyan 4 in this crazy way. Goku gonna fuck around and get powerbombed through the fucking earth and hit the Earth's core and turn to Super Saiyan 4 because he remembers. He hit his head and remembers now.
Yeah. How to turn back and it's still not going to make sense because there's so many continuity issues with Super and Daima. You cannot argue whatsoever that they're canon. You can't. It's impossible to do that.
No,
there's so many continuity errors for the beginning of Super and the beginning of Daima. There's so many, none of it would make sense. So if for some reason in Super, Goku's really bad about knocking his head on shit, and he just suddenly remembers he can go, oh shit, yeah, I can go Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, I did that in the Demon Realm.
Yep. How stupid they got Goku right now. He's the type to forget that he could turn Super Saiyan 4. Like how stupid this motherfucker is. How they got him.
He used to be smart and strategic in Z. In Dragon Ball, when he became a teenager in Dragon Ball, which was the last season, I mean the Goku was very strategic and very serious. And all of Z, he was strategic and serious. Yeah, he still had his stupid, goofy self. That's just who Goku is. But man, when it came down to the brass tacks, he meant business. And Super, he's a fucking moron.
I would really say you can tell that Toriyama really had his hand in Daima, because me personally, I felt like Goku felt more like Z Goku than Super Goku in Daima.
Yeah,
he was still goofy, still dumb a little bit. He always been dumb, but he had that seriousness to him. When it come down to business, it's time for fucking business.
Yeah,
that's how it was. He's ready for it, but
I mean, you know how the development was for Super, right?
For Super?
Yeah. Toriyama's hand on it, how he went about it.
Yep, it was pretty much just dipping and dabbing, in and out, and they'll change shit because
what he would do was because Toritaro, I think is his name for Super.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, which he's also the creator of Dragon Ball AF. If you didn't know, remember Dragon Ball AF back in the day? The pictures of Super Saiyan 5.
He created it.
Yeah, Toritaro was the creator of Dragon Ball AF. And
that's crazy.
Toriyama loved his fan work so much because he was also like the only person that was stupid close to Toriyama's art style. Toriyama hired him to do Super. And that's how he got the job.
He's doing a great job with the manga, by the way.
Great job. There's a lot of things of the manga I wish they would have put in the anime. That makes it so much better.
Yeah, but Toritaro, man.
But with Toriyama doing Super, all he would do was he would write how the saga begins, what happens in the middle, and how it should end. Send it off to Toritaro and the anime staff and the manga staff and tell them work with that and fill everything in between. That's how that works. So Toriyama did like 20% of the work, and then everybody else did everything else.
Yep, they just worked their way to the plot, pretty much.
And that's the reason why Super's manga and Super's anime, those same story, same plot line, but are very different at the same time.
Yeah,
like in manga, there is no Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, but in the anime, there is.
Yeah, it's all that Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue shit. Man, wipe away all that. I never did like all these different color hairs.
No,
it's just how it is. They just trying to get money and everything, get some money grab and stuff. And I really hate it, bro.
Nothing will hit the same as the first Super Saiyan transformation and the second and the first Super Saiyan 2 transformation. Nothing will ever hit the same as them two. Super Saiyan was built up for a hot minute because of Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 2 was built up because of Gohan's inner rage. It had a lot of build up to it. So when the climax finally came, that was exciting. Goosebumps, everything.
Yep.
Super Saiyan 3 didn't get that treatment. God didn't get that treatment. Blue didn't get that treatment. Ultra Instinct didn't get that treatment. Well, Ultra Instinct is a little bit different because it was built up to that from the beginning, but nowhere near in the same sense as Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2.
They did a fan service though in Dama, and I feel like they represented Super Saiyan 3 the best way they can, because they hyped Super. They had Super Saiyan 3 hyped up, because when he powered up in that Super Saiyan 3, it was like, how they did Super Saiyan 2, like it was badass. Like you couldn't beat him. Like he was unstoppable. They made him look very, 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 very strong. And that's how it should have been.
Speaking of Super Saiyan,
on the back burner.
Speaking of Super Saiyan 3, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Rage and Blast, if you remember, they had Broly and Vegeta in Super Saiyan 3 forms.
Yeah, they did.
Now, for Vegeta specifically, because of Daima, do you like his hair to look like it did with Goku's hair, like in Rage and Blast and Budokai Tenkaichi 3, or his hair that looked like Beast Gohan in Daima?
I like the way how they did it in Daima. I like the way it's not almost like Beast Gohan because it still got a little curve to it. It's not overly fucking pointy and straight.
Beast Gohan is I'm always gonna call it El Blanco. If you're a Gohan verse fan, you'll understand. El Blanco.
But man, Vegeta, they did Vegeta. Vegeta look cold, bro. He looked cold in Super Saiyan 3. Like I hope they continue to Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
Yeah, he's that guy. I still haven't watched Daima, but I want to. I'm going to.
I like how they did it. I like how they did his hair. And they did explain why he don't go into Super Saiyan 3, because it's drained so much of his energy. And you know how Vegeta is. energy type dude, blasting fucking 1,000 blasts.
And geekdom, no. and Mark, and totally not Mark explained that too a long time ago. The Vegeta, the reason, it's not that Vegeta can't go Super Saiyan 3. It's just he chooses not to. He's seen Goku go into it and see what it does to their ki and stamina. Yeah. Super Saiyan 3 is a form that you can't just hold, like Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. You can't hold it. It would drain you quick. The problem is, the reason why Goku uses it, because Goku is more of a melee hand-to-hand combat type of person, while Vegeta is more of a range person with ki blasts. With Super Saiyan 3, he's just a range fighter, and when you use ki attacks in the show, it drains your ki. Super Saiyan 3 is draining your ki and stamina consistently. It works better for Goku because he's more hands-on, while it doesn't work for Vegeta because he's more range and hands-off.
Yep. Like they said in Z, Super Saiyan 3 is more of a I'm finna kill you fucking right now.
Yeah. Like, we're ending this now.
I just wanna, we're ending this now. Not Super Saiyan 2, I wanna play with you, I wanna train a little bit. I wanna draw this out a little bit. No. Super Saiyan 3, bitch, you about to die.